officially showtime.
Can't nobody tell me nothing.
I guess we're good.
Yeah, we are live. We are live. Waiting people to get in here.
Nah, let's not wait. Let's just move on.
How is everyone doing today?
I don't even see anybody in the comments yet.
No, not yet.
Not yet.
Everyone's nice and.
Melissa's watching
Is she?
on mine.
It's party time. Get up.
Yeah.
Tyler's coming
I got the shots.
Tyler needs to turn his microphone down.
We got Well, no, he's not. He's not on yet
there.
because we haven't hit the intro. We haven't even done anything.
He's not
You got
on.
intros to make, all that good stuff. No, he's in the back. He's in the green room. All right. Let's see. What else do we have here? All right.
Viking Yoda's here.
Yeah,
He's ready to go tipsy. It's got a full drink. He's good to go.
he's always all right, there you go.
The spiral
There's
rack is
mine.
lit. There you go.
Yeah, we're gonna put up Lola's
Geekgasm is getting lit. Kyle
Stream.
is in the
So,
green
yeah,
room.
people-
Tyler's in the green room. We see you there.
That's right.
folks.
We're ready to go live pretty well. We are live actually. Yeah. All right, so I'm gonna hit the intro and we'll come back and we'll introduce everybody. We got a good show planned tonight though.
Don't hurt
Some people are running late, but we'll see. Okay.
Okay.
All right.
Here comes Dylan. Hit it. Hit it
All right.
hard.
I'm gonna hit the intro. Here
for
we
it.
go.
There we
Hey.
are.
That was quick. That was quick. Don't like that. Anyway, I think the other intro is longer, and I'm used to that. Hello, everybody out there. My name is Varian Grant. I'm the co-owner of Last Call Comics. Been so for the last 7 years. First indie book I ever put out was a book called Psycho Sirens back in 2008. It was a black and white interior action comedy. I am a father, a husband, a geek, a creator, a publisher, reluctant taxpayer, so very reluctant, and an artist, shamefully, not in that order. And you're watching IndieVolt Live. Tonight I'm joined by, as always, Lola. There's a wave. And of course, Mr. Zimmerman.
Miss Geekgasm.
Hey,
Hey, everybody. I'm Randy Zimmerman. I've been in the independent comics market for many years. I was self-published alternative publisher for quite a while. Arrow Comics, Massive Comics, Weeby Comics. I printed under all of those. Freelanced all over the place for many years. The last 10 years, I've been doing a newspaper that's free to readers called Flint Comics and Entertainment that I did here around the Flint, Michigan, Genesee County area. We went through 100 issues of this baby, 10,000 copies each run. It was advertiser supported, so we gave it away for free. Had red boxes all over the county. It was awesome. Anyway, had to stop that because of the partially because of the water situation. Our advertisers dried up, and now I'm back in the comic scene thanks to Mr. Varian here showing me the stuff happening on YouTube. So we're looking at doing some crowdfunding.
cool. And tonight we're joined by, first we're going to bring in
We only have 314 listening live.
on IndieVolt Radio, 314 listening live so far. I figured I'd check. I do it early. But
You have a small echo through the microphone.
oh, I'll fix that. Hold on.
Working.
Yeah, I can fix that. It's pretty easy.
There it goes. Yep,
Yeah,
it's fixed.
Yeah, I gotta do some different stuff around here. But we got the three wise men with us, and they're in the green room. I don't see any mirth. Guys. I don't see any gifts for me. So
I don't see any frankincense,
yeah,
no myrrh.
no, yeah. What gives?
Are you
I'm
saying
bringing
you're the Christ child? Is that what you're saying?
not the Christ child, but
Where's your manger?
maybe the indie comes is how you. Oh, but my friend of mine, when I grew up in Detroit, grew up in a house that could have been a manger. He didn't even have front doors. It was
No, we said manger, not mangy.
yeah. I would bring them in and let's get the guys in here and talk some comics.
They're coming in all at once. This could be painful.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah, there you go.
Ouch.
All three of them right here.
how's it going?
I'm
Yeah.
gonna cut our
there-
banner off so that we can see their names,
Yeah.
so the
we got-
audience can tell them apart. Because I swear, Dylan and Kyle are brothers.
Oh, you mean Dylan and Tyler?
Oh yeah.
Dylan and Tyler. Sorry, not
We're
Dylan.
also
Kyle.
right next
All
to
three
each
of them
other.
could be brothers.
Yeah, we're literally. There's Dylan.
Yeah, oh yeah, he's in another room. So yeah, there we go. So how are you guys doing?
Yep, we're brothers.
We're
are
good.
you okay?
Well, I'm good.
He doesn't know about the other two.
Yeah, I never know what they're doing.
Dylan seems a little frozen, actually.
Yeah,
Yeah, you're frozen.
He shouldn't have moved.
Moving on my end.
He's
Oh.
also got an echo, so you guys must be too close to each other when you're talking.
Move farther, Dylan. Just keep moving.
Might have to turn that camera sideways and both of you jump on the couch.
yeah.
Whoa!
Yeah.
There
There we
That's
go.
much better.
That didn't hurt. So Dylan's
do
still
that.
frozen.
This is some technology advances that we've never been accustomed to. So this is all brand new ground for us.
Ah, okay. Yeah,
This is above our pay
Or
grade.
should I just leave? Leave.
yeah. You can leave and then you can jump on the.
And then hop on, and you would just be next to me.
Yeah. There you
Just
go.
jump behind. Yeah, jump behind Tyler. So we can probably see both of you.
But then you guys will never tell them apart because they'll be right next to each other.
That's okay. We'll be able to tell who's speaking though, because at least Dylan will be able to move.
You guys have to hug up like you like you like
There
each
you
other.
go.
There you go.
Oh, there we go.
Could always move the camera back just
Yeah.
a little bit
Yeah,
too.
that-
You
that was
can
good. That was
move
good.
the phone back.
Yeah, there you go. That's good.
I can't hear. Oh, you're right. I forgot. I won't be able to hear.
You can take it. You can take it off. Take,
We're very bad at this.
You can
No
turn the
problem.
sound on. Yeah.
Yeah.
Can I plug my headphones in there? Yeah. You can do that.
I hope you plan for about 45 minutes of just this.
and,
Oh, we've had worse.
Oh, well, that's good. That makes me feel better.
You're fine.
yeah, we've
No big deal.
I remember the first time I was on when the PlayStation 4 had just come out, and they had the PlayStation Live, and I told her, I said, somebody is going to like do something lewd on this thing tonight. I guarantee you.
Lewd.
And yeah,
Oh,
and I
I can
fell
hear it.
asleep.
No, I can't. So you gotta give me the earphone.
There you go.
look at it.
There you go.
Well, I'm not gonna look at it. It's probably gross. Super gross.
Super gross. Tyler, can you hear me?
Yep. Now I can hear you. I can hear.
Awesome. I need you to look.
Let's
I need you to look straight in the camera and with your most serious voice as possible, say, "Gordon's alive."
Gordon's
Gordon's alive.
Gordon's alive. Brian Blessed, you idiot. Oh, I know. Oh, I am an idiot. I should have known that. You're like in the light. Let's get you so you don't look so ethereal, for Pete's sake.
We have
Awesome.
in the chat we have
Better?
Ralph.
Yeah, there you go. Now we're both
Says you're
there.
Says you're up against the Emperor in
Known
Chief.
that.
Which
Hawkman?
emperor is that?
Ted says hello all. Hello
What was
Ted.
that?
Ralph Griffin says you're up against the Emperor in Chief.
Yeah. Nobody know. Everybody knows what the State of the Union is. Thank you very much.
Dave Supreme says hello everyone.
Hello, Dave. Hello, Ted.
Ralph says all new sounds like the I was. Michael T.
I've got an
Richard
office.
says, "Yo,
Yeah,
Mike
there's
from
my couch.
Attaboy, you guys like eHarmonies?"
Like the harmonies? Sure.
Yeah.
What?
And then
Isn't that a singing group?
eHarmony, no,
Oh.
eHarmony's a website. Like eHarmony.
eHarmony.com.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
So let's talk a little bit about you
Real
guys.
close to my face.
Yeah.
When you, like, turn
Now it
that
just
off,
looks like they're
weird.
straight up cuddling.
Either that or it's like the Attack of the Two-Headed Man.
Yeah,
Oh,
Siamese
yeah.
twins.
Could
you
you
Siamese
imagine if
twins.
we had two heads? Yeah. Well, I mean, there's one brain between us.
Yeah.
Well, half a brain.
So you guys are the all three of you are the masterminds behind Three Wise Men.
So I'm only hearing Randy.
Yeah.
Are you not hearing
I've
me?
noticed that.
You can't hear Varian?
No.
No, nothing.
I can hear Varian. Kyle, can you hear
I
Varian?
can hear everybody, yeah.
Oh, then you must be on like half a earphone then.
Yeah, I don't know. I have to check. I can't
Can you
hear
hear?
you.
I can hear. I can hear Randy.
I
Maybe
can
you're only
hear
coming
Randy
through on
and
one
Kyle.
channel.
Oh, but you can't hear him either.
No, I can't hear. Very.
That's weird. We got to figure out why that is.
Varian said that was weird.
Can you hear Lola?
I wasn't hearing him in the green.
Can you hear me?
Oh, I was.
Yes,
Yes, I just heard that.
They can hear me?
Yeah, I
I
can
don't
hear.
know why that would matter. Well, hey, if we all switch places, maybe you can hear.
I don't know. Can you hear me now?
Oh, yeah.
Yep.
there you go.
Yeah.
All right.
So
Wow,
you
we got
guys
everybody.
are the masterminds behind Three Wise Men Media. Tell us a little about how that started.
So we are some of the masterminds. There's a lot of work and effort that goes into it. How it started was Dylan and I went to high school together, and we just for a long time would pitch ideas to one another, work on projects, short stories, videos, YouTube creations, whatever. If we thought it was funny to us, we would assume it would be funny to other people too, so we would work on it. And a few years ago, probably 5, 6, 7 years ago at this point, we just came up with the idea to start working on comics together. And we looped Tyler in. Well, Tyler kind of hopped on our coattails because he saw how successful we were going to be. And
Sleep in a room away.
so we all started working together on a couple of ideas that we had for some comic stories. And man, it's been a wild ride ever since Three Wise Men Media.
Yeah.
That's the basic overview. That's the quick fix story.
Now, if I would have been smart, I would.
You have a small echo.
Yeah, I think for them to hear me, we have to deal with that. It actually won't be that bad on YouTube though. I've tried when I listen back at it.
Yeah, I changed it around.
Okay, when we had Bill Cologne from Connecticut on here. No, the name of his company is Wise Comics. Just the letter Y. And I'm like, why didn't I have them all on together so I could have had like this thing, Y Comics, but it didn't.
Yeah.
I'm not smart. Not smart.
Next time.
But you guys have done so many cons. I always see you guys at shows. And you guys got a couple different books out. Motor City Mo. There is another one I'm drawing a blank on.
Well, Motor City Mo is actually our only book. We just came out with the third one.
Okay, well
yeah. Our artist who you had on before, Ryan Tavares, who actually recommended us. He's worked on a couple projects, but those were his creations.
Right.
We partnered with him to work on Motor City Mo.
And you got you're up to issue 3, you said, right?
Yep.
Yeah. And that's good because some of us only get to issue 1 or 2, and we're like, nah. I'm not. But 3 is normally is here for the long haul. We got Anthony Figaro joining us.
Hey,
how's
guys.
it going?
Hey.
Hello.
From Nolans.
Ooh.
From where?
Nolans.
New Orleans.
New Orleans.
New Orleans.
New Orleans. Yeah.
Wasn't the Axe guy? The Axe Man? The jazz
Axe
guy?
Man who loved
Yeah, the
jazz.
Axeman Blues.
Yeah.
He's we got a chance to hang out with Anthony. When was it? A couple months ago. For Wizard World New
A
Orleans.
month ago.
It
Yeah.
only seems like a couple months to you. It was
Yeah.
only a few weeks.
Yeah, I'm still smarting for that Louisiana state tax. So
I thought it was the hurricane.
yeah, and the hurricane. Yeah, I'm still recovering from those. Lola, one thing you just got hold on. Oh, well, you got a $5 tip. It does not
for
say
you.
it's anonymous. You got a $5 tip, Lola. So choose your
Congrats.
treat. Yeah, and I should tell people this too. We're doing a thing where she's gonna do it on her show, but for every tip she gets, she has to take a shot. Anybody who knows,
Man.
anybody who knows Lola knows that she hates alcohol, like copious amounts of alcohol. It's
Hates
really
it.
fun. Yeah. So I got it right here. Hold on.
Somebody found the tip jar.
Yeah, and she's raining money with Danny DeVito here.
There we go.
I guess you guys can't really see it, but yeah.
Nope.
Tomorrow I'll have the tip jar up. It'll look a lot better. But yeah,
Is it a Danny DeVito tip jar? Is that what you said?
Yeah, he's just saying dollar bill, y'all.
Nice.
Yeah.
Oh, there's some confetti, it looks like.
Yeah.
And in confetti.
Yeah. Take a shot, Lola. Pick a color, guy.
Blue.
Blue. Oh, yep.
That's the strongest
That's the
one.
strongest
Okay,
one.
light blue.
I don't have a light blue.
Navy.
Maybe.
No, I have red, dark red, green, and blue.
Dark red.
Yeah,
Dark red.
Dark red. All right.
that's the fireball.
Fireball's good.
I hope it's not Fireball. What is it?
Strong. That's what it is.
That was cherry.
Cherry, what?
Cherry's Jubilee.
Oh,
Cherry Pucker. Oh, okay.
and every $5 you have to do that again?
Yeah.
Man,
Only if people find the tip jar.
Is it cumulative or is it just per $5?
Per $5. So if someone donates 10, I gotta take 2 shots.
dang.
Okay.
Rival Steve is in the house.
Oh, Steve, that's Ryan's buddy. Look at that.
Oh yeah.
Hey, Steve.
Motor City in the house. Anthony recently went to Myers. Picked up some of that ice drink.
What?
Not Anthony, Antonio. Or no, Anthony.
Which
I saw
one?
you're drinking ice. What's the flavor tonight?
Oh, this is a classic lemonade.
Oh.
Very simple.
Yeah. It's Canada Dry and coffee for me.
Got you.
Anthony just wrapped up closing in his Kickstarter for his book God's Hand. Hey, so you're in demand currently.
Yeah.
Yep.
So he's been around. He's been pushing that book. He's gonna end up probably crossing $100 million mark here pretty soon.
I'm wait. Yeah, I mean it's it's only what $990,000. Right there on the edge. It's right there. You know what I mean? Measly $990,000.
So who's gonna tell us about Motor City Mo? Who's gonna tell us about the book?
Well, Kyle's generally the spokesman, so Kyle's the pitch. If it's not broke, don't fix it.
Well, I'd be happy to. So if you can picture like Wolverine or Deadpool and your comic people, so I assume that you can. Mo, our main character Mo, has that same sort of healing ability, but he's an alcoholic. He's down on his luck. He's made a lot of bad choices in life. He's in deep with some criminal types in Detroit, and he's trying to get out of that life. He wants to turn it around. And when we meet him in book 1, he's at the end of his ropes, and he runs into somebody who potentially changes things up for him, so he can potentially find a reason to keep on living, or keep on moving. And this is book 3 right here, brought in for promotional purposes. Look at that! Oh, wow.
That's a good move.
Nice. Yeah, look at that.
Let's bring it
Wow.
up. Bring it back up.
Bring it back up. There we
Look at
go.
that. I'm trying to get rid of the shine.
Yeah.
There
you
is.
go.
Yeah.
Wow, whoever wrote that must be a really talented group of guys.
Yeah, I would say so. My dog's in the back there, just plopping down.
I was just gonna ask, what's the dog do?
Well, not a lot.
Letters.
His name is Sully, and he's just kind of does his thing.
We need that special Sully imprint cover.
Oh man, you're gonna pull our website up? Our website
I brought up the Motor City Mo. I didn't know there was a special variant Lola cover. I didn't know that, but
There we go.
yeah, that's the first one. That's we get a lot of traction based on that cover, believe it or not.
Draws the eye.
We all believe it.
Yeah. My wife did the letters and the colors, and so she's always at the table with us, and people more often than I'm comfortable with will ask if she's the model for the cover.
Oh, cool.
More often than you're comfortable with. You mean more often than she's comfortable with?
Yeah, probably. That's probably a better way to say it.
I can tell by the splash page you've had some experience in alternative publishing before.
Well, if this is the first thing we've ever published and it was completely independent, then if that's what you mean, then yes, sir.
Figured the guy playing Russian roulette was a dead giveaway.
Yeah.
I wanted. You guys want to stick and we're gonna have you guys answer some questions, and we're gonna have you guys seen the show before. Usually, Randy will read the questions and we'll all answer them.
We hope you've seen the show before.
Yeah. If you haven't, bless your souls.
And if you're listening to us on YouTube and you haven't done it yet, please hit that like button.
Oh, look at that.
Like and
We need to get one of those.
Smash that like button. Let us know that you care.
I don't think that looks what
you think it looks like, Dylan? Oh,
That's not what that was. No. That's a like button underneath there.
Dylan. Oh, I get it.
Yes.
My bad. You're my brother. Yep.
All right, we're gonna. Randy, go ahead and answer that. I'll
Rebels.
read that one.
Yes. I went to a con last week and walked Artist Alley. Talk about unimaginative poop. Superman, Batman, Flash ripoffs galore. Not to mention all the IP theft. Get some creativity going, people? Question mark. Where has the spirit of indie comics gone? Question mark. Well, the spirit hasn't been printed, I think, originally since 53. DC has done some issues with him in it. I think maybe IDW did a crossover or two, but that's where the spirit has gone. He had a real lousy movie by Frank Miller.
Yeah, I remember that.
You've seen how many other things Frank Miller has directed since then. There's a reason for that.
Anyway. Just poor Rebels. His question was, Anthony, what do you think? Is there poop out there? Unimaginative poop?
Always.
Yeah.
I mean, always. I don't know. I don't know if I would necessarily. I mean, what you seek, you'll find. I mean, if you're looking for shit, you'll find it. If you're looking for good stuff, you'll find it.
Don't berate our question.
I'm trying to be honest.
Obviously, you've been looking for poop.
I'm trying to be honest. I don't know what Connie's talking about. I don't, I mean, you want to find it, you'll find it. If you want to find something good, you'll find something good. I don't get, like I said, for me, I play both sides of the fence. I've been, I make both of that. IP theft stuff, I'm not, look, I come from a day when you couldn't do that kind of stuff. And when you couldn't do it, nobody did it. That's not the case today. Cons don't care. Marvel, DC, they don't care. So the idea that it's theft and all, I get it if you want to get to legal terms and all that kind of stuff like that. But the people who own it don't say anything about it, and it's become a part of the landscape now. So I don't, I mean, it sells. It's a free market thing. If people are going to buy it, if they're going to let it happen, there's demand for it. You can't shit on people for taking advantage of that.
Go ahead.
No, go ahead.
When he says Superman, Batman, Flash ripoffs, I mean, the thing is, there's that old saying, there's nothing new under the sun. Everyone wants to have their version. Hey, I can't write Flash, but if I could, here's how my Flash would go, or here's what I mean.
I get that. I mean, but essentially, I mean, what is Flash? Mercury? What is he? He's a ripoff of the Greek gods. I mean, you know what I mean? So I mean, it's the idea that this is all original stuff. I mean, it's all derived from someplace else. You know what I mean?
He's actually a ripoff of Marvel Comics' The Wizard.
Right.
Not really. Who got his powers by an injection of mongoose blood.
Cool. I tried that. It doesn't work. It doesn't work. You get a real bad rash and shit. It's not real good. Fleas and everything like that. It's not good.
Yeah, he's actually a rip of Jay Garrick, though. That's the Flash was really the first, but.
Well, sure, but I mean, essentially, even with the helmet, I mean, it's Hermes. I mean, you know what I mean? Like it's the whole, it's kind of that stuff. So I don't know.
All those.
I don't know. Not everybody has the ability to create their own IPs. I think people do the very best they can with what they got. You know what I mean? If it's good, it'll keep going and it'll make money. If it doesn't, well,
I think there wasn't a stand that says "steal from the best."
I mean, there you go.
Yeah.
I've taken a bunch of stuff and mixed it all together myself. So,
all those old gods are the original superheroes anyway.
Yeah.
Right.
Trike says, "Hey guys, sorry we're late to the party. I hate to reset the Roku. Had to reset the Roku, probably. Yeah. Let me see here. So the next question.
Everybody's trying to get away from that State of the Union address. That's
for some reason,
here.
For some reason, my screen is froze. My personal screen is froze. And at least it's not on a dumb picture of me.
Yeah.
There it is. Now it is. I'm just frozen. I'm not going anywhere.
It just looks like you're busy.
Yeah. Actually, my new icon. It's a nice. you know.
Intently watching the screen.
Yeah, that's me watching my Wizard World stock.
Yeah.
Now, the second
no,
part of the
that's
question
not a
says, where
disappointed
has
look
the
on your
spirit-
face.
Where has the spirit of indie comics gone?
Yeah.
It's gone to Indiegogo and Kickstarter.
Yeah. What do you guys think about that,
Yeah.
Kyle? Tyler, you guys think that you think there's a bunch of crap, bunch of poop out there in Artist Alley?
I think it depends on like how you do it. Like we have some characters, we have some ideas for stories that we haven't written yet because Motor City Mo has taken up all of our time and resources. But we have ideas for characters that are essentially, love letters to other characters and movies and comics and books and stories that we've read growing up. And, if you kind of form it in that way, like with that in mind, like this is, our version of Batman, and you really formulate it in that way. Like, I think that's okay.
Right.
But like, if you're just creating this and you're trying to like pass it as Batman, but like without that wink and a nod, or without trying, or more so saying like, oh, this is Batman without it being Batman, I think that's where it kind of gets mucked up.
Mm-hmm.
And plus, I'm coming from a space of I spent years like writing fantasy novels or fantasy works that ended up just being like, when I took a step back, I realized, oh, this is just Lord of the Rings, but shittier. So I had to just abandon it.
You spent so long working on that, though.
I still work on it.
I think you started that freshman year of high school.
Yeah, and then it turned into just Game of Thrones, but shittier. So, like, I understand, like, the point of it, but it's just, like, how do you approach it? Like, what lens are you looking at it through? So, I understand.
And that holds true for the question also. Because like Anthony said, if you're looking for bad stuff, you're going to find bad stuff. But if you go out there looking for the good or the better stuff, it might take a little harder search, but you're going to find it. You'll find it out there.
Yeah.
Of course, I don't know what con you were at either last weekend. So
Right.
I could have just been a poop con.
Poop con. We're doing that one.
2020.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I heard they have a pretty shitty turnout, though.
Man.
I'm gonna put another question up there because I know that you guys are.
But yeah, Rebels, don't give up. Keep looking, and if that doesn't work, then go back to the stuff that you really, really, really liked, especially if you own copies of it, and read it again. There's nothing wrong with spending a Saturday afternoon at a retailer digging through. In fact, there's a lot of bright things about it. Yeah, spending a weekend afternoon at your local retailer going through all those dusty boxes of backstock that they're more than willing to move, and finding some really cool stuff in there as well. You don't just have to be looking at Artist Alley at a local con.
Randy, do you want the Nolan? You want the L Nolan questions, or the one that I said? Oh my goodness, dude.
You're the leader.
Can we do both?
Whichever one you want to. We'll get to both, but whichever one you want to throw at us first.
We'll do this one. This Dave said.
Here it comes from Make Mine War Campaign. Why don't all you indie guys just get together and start one huge company to rival Marvel, DC, Image? Quit bitching about the mainstream and become the mainstream. Make Mine War Campaign.
Agreed.
I think you're seeing that. Make Mine. I think that's coming. I don't have any doubt that, especially if Marvel, DC, Image, and all those other guys keep stumbling over their own feet with inferior product.
Answer the phone, Weenus.
Oh, this guy here, bro. This guy here. This has got to be somebody from New Orleans.
Yeah. What do you guys think about that? First of all, I don't think you can have me and Randy in the same company. We kill each other.
Come on.
Randy's gonna print on newsprint. I know it. And
we got to diversify, Barry.
I am a firm believer in the stealing solo format. I am. We just need to charge nothing for it. That's all. I did a paper for 10 years. Come on, we gave that away. It was all good. It folded out like a regular newspaper. Had all sorts of comic strips and stuff in it.
Heck yeah.
So I'll throw it right up in front of that camera. It was all good. Ran that for 10 years. So I did. There were a few years we did pretty good on it, but had to stop it when it was tapping my savings too much.
Well, do you guys think that why hasn't there been like a major I guess gathering of all of us to get together and say, we're gonna do this all day? Is it too many egos, or everyone wants to be the next Stanley?
I think I think you haven't had a platform for that yet.
There's
I think
not
that's
enough
what you're
money.
watching, right?
Yeah.
I think that's what you're gonna see, right? You're gonna see this. This will be the next phase in the Indiegogo. Indiegogo will draw all of this over there, and at some point, the money's there, and at some point, you're gonna see that stuff start to coalesce together, and you will see something come out. Something's gonna say, you know what I mean? There's just too much. There's too much of a market share to be had to not capitalize on.
You're seeing
at some
it
point
happen
it's
now.
going to come together. Exactly, it's going to come together. It's just you're watching something happen. I don't know how long it took for Leafield and McFarland and all these guys to actually pull the trigger on all that stuff. I don't know what the grumblings were, how long that took and stuff like this, but you're getting to watch this play out with YouTube and social media. You're watching it organically come together. You're watching this stuff happen.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm telling you, within a year, you're going to see something come up. You're seeing guys like your boy Zach come up now. He just popped off with this Expendables book through Sylvester Stallone and all this stuff. That's heat, man. That's heat, and that's going to draw. It's going to draw in more stuff. I'm telling you right now.
Literally
so in the next year, I think you'll
iceberg.
see something pop off.
Yeah, that's literally the tip of the iceberg.
What do you guys think?
I mean,
Yeah, I think.
go ahead, Tyler.
Go ahead, Kyle. I mean, I would agree. I think that there's a lot of momentum going on like the crowdfunding campaign. So it's probably only a matter of time. I'm sure it's hard to get some of those egos in check and stuff, but I mean, where there's a will, there's a way, and it seems like there's a will.
Yeah, I think the egos are going to be the biggest things to try to corral because imagine, Kyle seems pretty quiet, but when he realizes that, Motor City Mo is making all types of money and he comes in, he's acting all diva. Who knows? Because his goatee will he'll get like his beard will get really cool. He'll start slicking his hair back. He'll start wearing.
He actually can't grow a beard.
Yeah.
This is as good as it gets. It's just the cutesy teen fuzz.
That's okay. Me either. You guys can see from the picture. It's nothing's happening here. I'm ashamed. Yeah,
Here's
I'm
the
ashamed.
thing.
Solidarity.
It's not the beard on the outside that counts, anyways. The beard on the inside.
That's a whole nother topic. I think that would be a problem. I think that the egos will start to get a little too much for everybody, and I get egotistical. My comic house sells yours, and then we'll never figure out who the founder is of the company. As Draco Luckins found out recently. Anyway, I got it. This is
Inside jam.
Yeah, because Ralph says that everyone can now publish, and everyone thinks they got the smoke, and that sounds way too black to come out of Ralph's mouth. So
Stupid.
I'm gonna have to. I think someone stole Ralph's phone.
I think that's a good point, though, just to jump in, because I feel like now it's easy is the wrong word, but like anyone can publish a comic book. And when we started doing it, it was kind of out of necessity because we had sent out inquiries and nobody was biting. There was nobody that wanted to pick up Motor City Mo from, three assholes who had never done anything before. So for us, we had really no other option but to self-publish. I think that there is a big appetite for anybody to just pick it up and say, well, I can do this myself. But I don't know if that extends to everyone thinking, well, I don't want to be a part of something bigger because I can just do it myself, because there is what we've experienced is there's power in numbers. It's better to be a part of a team. Like I said, right from the onset, like it's not just the three of us. My wife is an enormous part of it. We have other people that help us tremendously. So any chance that we get to be part of something bigger, we always, partner with other people. We always, take advantage of it because it's tough, man. You guys know, everyone here knows. It's tough.
Yeah, it is. It gets. I know, being a publisher, it gets difficult when sometimes you're you're putting out books and you hope. I mean, my first book I put out. Well, the first book that I wrote, drew, did everything on, except for colored. I remember going to Comic-Con with it and sitting it up there, and man, about day 2, when you haven't sold one, you start sweating, you start questioning those career choices. What am I doing? And 2, I was out of town. I wasn't even, I wasn't even at home, like, where I could have been like, well, I'm gonna go over here to my aunt's house and get a meal tonight because you're in Chicago where those Coney dogs or those Chicago dogs cost $9. So you're wondering how the hell you're gonna eat. You spend $400 on this table. You're really worried about how you're gonna make it, and then I think crowdfunding helps with that somewhat.
Yeah.
I also think that it's become a little bit too easy to be in comics, or because people, you got crowdfunding, and now you got print on demand. That takes away a lot of the risk. I mean, when Randy there was printing comics,
when I was a young lad.
I think
no respect, Randy. No respect.
he had to drop.
It's only because I do it. So
he had to drop like close to like $2,000 to get started.
$2,000. When we did the last publishing run at Arrow Comics, we printed like 54 different issues of stuff, recycling $5,000. Money would come in, we'd send the next book to the printer.
Oh, wow.
And then we kept books on everybody, and we paid a 60-40 split to the talent. 60 to them, 40 to us. So we survived off of that 40 and the $5,000, and we kicked out 54 different issues of stuff.
Dang.
So I'm pretty happy with that rotation.
Sorry, Lola.
Yeah.
$10.
$10 bills.
$10.
You knew. Oh,
$10.
Gotta go with the blue one.
Gotta do a blue.
What are the colors, guys? What is a blue?
Blue, red.
I knew we'd see
and dark
DeVito
red
sometime
and
today.
Yellow.
It's green, ain't it?
Green.
You got a green?
I do get green.
Yeah.
It's a blue.
They're both sour.
Okay. Complain on you?
Does that just pop up when the tip gets made?
No, I noticed it and I put that up. It will tomorrow.
Okay. You need to jump out and come back in. Can you do that? Unfreeze your camera.
That one's super sour.
Yow. Double yow.
That looks like it tasted great.
They're both sour.
Why?
I don't think it's gonna cause my screen at all.
Now your
You're
camera's
gonna wash
off
it down with some
altogether.
clear.
No, that's the blue.
What's that
You're
one?
gonna wash it down with some blue.
No,
Oh, okay.
that one's the strong one.
Now, did you just shut your camera off, Varian?
No, it just refused to give me.
I don't know what are you doing? It's very unprofessional.
She's juggling. She's juggling the alcohol. That's what she's doing.
Is that what you're doing? You drinking? Come on, man. You don't have to
No,
live
he's
that
not
way
actually
anymore,
drinking.
Varian.
Turn the camera off so we wouldn't see him drink.
Exactly.
Shall we check and see what Ethan's doing? Hang on.
All right, Ethan.
Hey,
Oh,
yeah, bring him on. God,
He's not even there. He's not even there.
Hi, Ethan.
like that Rancor.
I don't even think he can hear you.
got the job back there.
Ethan.
Come on. He's not. He's not in. He's not in. He might be back later. He keeps promising to show up.
I keep thinking that's a White Claw on the desk. That's a monster. But so now you guys got Motor City Mo, and what's your next show you're gonna be at?
We're gonna be at Astronomicon this weekend.
Okay. All right. Now I'm sure I'll see you guys there at some point.
Yeah, I
and
gotta
then-
give you some stuff.
yeah,
for
yeah,
the-
because I guess we can announce it now.
I was going to say that first issue cover ought to go over really good at that show.
I hope so.
We're hoping.
we got something to announce as far as the Buzz Box is concerned.
Uh-oh.
Our friends at Three Wise Men are gonna put something in the Buzz Box. Do you have what you're gonna put in? You have it?
No, I do not. Well, I've got one of these, which I teased earlier, but we'll have a couple more. episode 1 and 2 and 3, so you get the full reading experience. But alas, I don't have them with me. I keep looking around as if they're going to magically appear, but they have not done that yet.
They won't magically show up.
I thought your chair was made out of them.
No, I don't think so.
It's it's a good thing to not have copies around because that means you sold them.
Yes, right? There you go.
Yeah, that's what it is.
Yeah, that's
so
the ticket.
many
That's the ticket.
Here comes another question, guys. Coming at you. Hot question.
Sorry, I just ripped my headphones out of my head, but I found them.
I hate when that happens.
Bada boom,
Oh,
bada
look at
bang.
that! Look at that! It's book
There
1
we are.
and 2.
Hey,
There we go.
1 and 2.
That's
Sweet.
book 1 and 2.
and 3.
And how thick are those books? They look thick.
1 and
they're
2.
thick.
What?
1 and 2, about 44, 48 pages. Number 3 is about 38, 40. So yeah, they're on the
They're
thicker
getting
side.
a lot of books. Yeah.
Yeah, a lot more than what Marvel or DC will give you right now for $5.
That's right.
That was sort of the idea. Yeah.
Yeah.
You kind of
That's
wanted
right.
to give you like almost, obviously it's not a full, 180 pages or whatever, but we wanted to give you an experience if you're going to buy the book. So they're pretty thick books, and hopefully people like the story.
Cool. Good.
Plus, we have a hard time editing ourselves.
Oh yeah. Well, Kyle has a hard time editing.
Hey.
You don't have entire pages of word balloons, though, so it can't be that bad, right?
Right.
I don't think so.
Right. Steve says it will be really difficult to find a deal that will work for everyone.
Yeah, if we're back on everybody getting coordinated, Ralph had a good point here up the stream. He says, we tried the ICPA back in the day. Back in the late 80s, early 90s, we, a group of us self-publishers, tried to get together and form the Independent Comic Publishers Association. We had 3 or 4, I think even up to 6 or 7 guys that were, publishing companies that were all getting together and trying to cooperate, swap ads and do things positive with each other and try to help each other up, and get along and get promoted. And that kind of dissolved after a little while because of the ego thing.
Really?
This guy wanted to do that and this person wanted to do this, and pretty soon they couldn't agree on anything, and some of the publishers didn't last very long, more than 1 or 2 books. So that was kind of a shame because it was a really good idea. That was
I think
something
anything that's going to make money, anything that is going to make money is going to have ego problems. I don't care what industry it is or what you're dealing with. You'll always have to deal with that.
That's very true. Yep.
It's the nature of the beast. It's the nature of the competitive market. Image isn't what it once was, but it's still here.
Well,
You
go
know what I
back
mean?
and
And so,
yep. I didn't mean to interrupt you, Anthony. Keep going.
no, just I think it's an organic thing. I think it's going to happen. I don't think it's going to be for everyone. I don't think everyone who's in the Indiegogo Kickstarter market is going to, it's going to be an umbrella thing. And I think it's going to be, if it was smart, it would have an indie umbrella underneath it for books that are for indie taste. You'd have a mainstream, you'd have a superhero, you'd have, you'd start catering to the different people, and you'd put these people in these different spots.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And if the people who it would work for, people who didn't, well, no big deal. The platform's still there for the individual to go do his own thing.
Is everyone? I'm moving again. I'm sorry. I'm no longer paralyzed here. I'm moving.
Hey,
Yeah, you are moving.
I can see you.
Congratulations.
Yeah. I can walk. I'm a real boy.
And again, using Image as a prime example, you go back and look at the history of Image and what money does to people
Correct.
and to companies and stuff like that. You get really, really popular, as the old saying goes, more money, more problems.
What is going on?
I like those
tonight?
problems. I love those problems. I'd like to
Y'all
have those.
talking about people don't want smoke. You talking about more money, more problems? I don't like where this is going. This is. Have you checked your credit
This
score
is
today?
black territory, man. You're stepping in on, you're encroaching on his turf.
Hey, don't forget we're TVMADLSV, where
I
the
have
D
no-
stands for diversity.
I'm just saying.
Yeah.
Is that what it is?
I'm just saying. You guys get any more black? You might want to check your credit scores. Go look. Also, Ralph says, right, Steve, too many Indians, which, there we go. There we go. Too many Indians there. They be mad now. We're gonna get a nice little message from YouTube in the morning.
From the Native Americans.
Yeah. Ted says it would be a hybrid coalition of like-minded individuals. This will be the model for the future. Distro will be king. Get the books out will be the power.
Absolutely. Absolutely. I agree with Ted on that.
Why was this? Money makes people funny. Money makes people attractive too.
People are already funny, brother. I'm gonna tell you that right now. Money just exposes it. That's
just
all.
brings out the funny in people. Yeah.
Have any of you found that the financial side of comics strain your friendships? Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
You mean my marriage? Yes.
Yeah,
let's say we were friends. We were just married.
Like, my friendship with my wife is terminated because she's with me, but because she's married to me. But our friendship
is over.
Gone a long time ago. We talked about that last week. We talked about it on Geekgasm. Lola, it was a question to her about how do you find somebody, if you marry a geek, how do and Lola's married to a ridiculous geek. So how do you handle that? How do you deal with that type of thing? And she was telling, I think she said, you just have to learn to adapt and understand you're gonna go to midnight movies. You're not gonna know what the hell is going on. You're gonna get yelled at because
Lola said you learn how to drink.
Yeah.
Hopefully get paid doing it.
There you go.
Well, and on that point, we're going to be doing a Comic-Con, my wife and I, on February 14th, 15th. And I had to be reminded as like an afterthought, that's going to be a Valentine's Day weekend. And surprise,
there you go.
Honey, this is our Valentine's. We're going to a Comic-Con. Hope you like it.
Just try to coordinate conventions sometime where you go after a date. You set a date and you find out it's, there's 3 other shows up against you, and then you move the show to another date, and then your wife tells you that your niece is getting married that weekend. There's no way you're going to have the show at that date.
Yeah.
So
I got told there was a convention in Indiana on Easter.
Oh,
yeah.
And I got a look. And I was told, like, you think you're doing a Comic-Con on Easter Sunday? And I'm like, well, that's the dates to come. I'm going to cancel my table. I'm going to go in here and I'm going to cancel that.
That was probably pretty
Barry, you should just told him you were Jewish. That's
that was probably a pretty thin show.
Did you say let's do it?
Yes, I did say let's do it.
I don't recall that. I recall getting the evil look like, you're not doing that show.
No.
You out of your mind. But yeah, see, comics can ruin friendships and marriages.
Or enhance them.
It could enhance them.
Yeah.
It could enhance them.
You wanted to do the Easter. You wanted to do the Easter show, Lola. So right?
I feel like our friendship's gotten better since doing it.
Ready to read out?
L. Nolan. L. Nolan writes in. Thank you, L. Nolan, again. Always good questions from L. Digital comics seem to be either dying or dead, depending on who you ask. Any suggestions on how that part of the market could be saved? No.
Well, yeah, what is the virtue in saving it? What is the what I mean? If it's not making money or it's dying, is it that profitable? Is digital comics that profitable to where we should be? I don't know. So it's a legit question. I don't know. What's the virtue in saving it?
This is a comic book. A thumb drive is not.
Right.
Well, Peter Samedi said it was 10% of the entire market.
I only know, anecdotally, we just sent out. Well, we shipped out our Kickstarter rewards a few days ago. But before that, just like a day or two in advance, we sent out the digital print just so that all of our donors could have it in advance while they're waiting to get the actual book sent to them. I can't tell you how many people said, I got the email, got the digital print, but I'm going to wait for the physical copy instead.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
So like even when they have the opportunity to read it in advance, there's not a ton of appetite from our, small slice of the readership to do the digital comics. So
Peter Samedi said, I think Randy, you can tell me if I'm quoting him wrong, but he said that it was 10% of the market is digital.
10% of his market, he figured, is off of digital sales. But The real problem was is you go on these piracy sites, and the piracy sites flat out say, if it's listed on Comixology and you want to read it, we can get it. So he got a hold of Comixology, owned by Amazon, correct? And said, look, what are you going to do about this? And they said, meh. So he's like,
does anybody know what the digital sales are on the manga side?
They figure that it's about the it's high, but it's not as, it's not a big thing. The digital sales, according to everybody who dares to release their numbers, show that they've been flat for the last 4 years straight.
Right.
Absolutely flat. So, I don't know. I just got a small royalty check from Caliber. The majority of that was digital. So, but of course, it wasn't that big of a check either. So.
I mean, I could see digital maybe in back issues and stuff like that, but newer stuff, I just don't see. I mean, the only way that you would, and you'd have to feel the market, man. It would be. This is the problem because it would be new readers, right? It's not going to be old readers. It's going to be new readers. The problem is the current market isn't catering to create new readers. That's the problem. This is why manga's picking up all the sales. Now manga's picking up all the action because they're catering to new readers. New readers are going over there. The newer generation readers are going to be more phone savvy. They're going to be more digital savvy. They're not going to have nostalgia tied to hard copy stuff. You're still going to have people who will want it. But so I don't know in the market we're in right now. No, I don't see it because you don't see too many new not enough to make a difference. New readers coming into the market because you have. I mean, you're just not. You're putting out a lot of. And again, this is main industry stuff. But main industry's putting out shit that I don't know. Nobody wants to read that. No one's interested in that shit.
Very true.
You just had on the college that you guys sent out digital prints and digital. Are you guys concerned about piracy?
I mean, originally I really was. So like we tried to password protect the original prints that we sent out. But I mean, after a little while, I kind of we stopped doing that because we don't sell a lot. We barely sell any digital prints at this point. So I feel like we're still small enough that if somebody's going to steal it and set it out there, I mean, I guess it's good for you. I mean, I really don't want anybody to do that, but I don't anticipate it happening, is what I'm trying to say.
Not yet.
Not yet. We'll wait until the Netflix deal. That's when it's going to happen.
Dylan and I are going to switch phones real quick.
Okay.
All right. Rival Steve also brings up a good point. Yeah, but a paper book can be scanned pretty easily. Ultimately, it's on us to support what we want to succeed. That's true. It doesn't help anything when Facebook keeps running ads over and over again about how easy it is to scan an entire comic in 10 minutes using their handy dandy new digital scanner.
I bought that digital scanner and
We're back.
We have the magic number of evil watching us on Indie Volt right now.
Nice.
Listen to iNDIE Radio. Thank you. Actually, we got Germany in the house. Chile.
Hey, Germany. Chile. Awesome.
The UK. I don't know if that. I mean, Brexit.
Brexit.
They're listening. So.
Did you say breakfast? I'm on board.
They survived. They've survived Brexit. We're surviving the State of the Union address. Come on.
Yeah.
It's almost as disastrous.
We'll see tomorrow how it goes. We almost just got the halftime show here.
Somehow,
I know excuse me. 1 minute silence for me.
A few more tips in the jar, and Lola will be doing her Shakira imitation. Is that what you're saying?
A few more. That is. I'll make sure I put that again up there. Everybody make sure they can. They should go donate to that. Also, and it also gets you more liquor for next week's show.
Nice. It's going to pay for itself in no time.
That's right.
Yeah.
PayPal her. All right. So I don't think the indie comics though or digital comics. Okay, here's my problem with you guys. I've seen people take I know a publisher who will sell a sell his physical copy of his book And then as a person makes the purchase, and it's a substantial purchase. It's substantial. It's like $25 for a floppy. And they do this, and then as a person's walking away, they're like, hey, by the way, you can go online, go to Comixology, pick that up for $5 if you don't want to mess up your copy that you got. And I think people kind of look like, are you serious right now?
Right.
I also believe that digital comics should be cheaper than their physical counterpart. Now, what do you think?
I agree 100%.
Yeah. As of now, they're not. I mean, if I go buy a Marvel book today, digital, it's just, unless they run a special on back issues or a particular title, it's usually the same exact amount of money.
Is that right?
And I also believe that's why they've been flatlined the last 4 or 5 years.
Yeah. Sure. Is that yeah? I see. I thought they were cheaper. I thought they were cheaper. That's
I thought so too.
I thought they were cheaper. Yeah. No. I don't see how that's. Yeah. You can't. Yeah.
No. They can't be the same. Right? They shouldn't be the same.
Right.
Yeah, we sell our digital copies for cheaper.
Right.
For a couple bucks cheaper.
Yeah.
Right.
At least knock a couple dollars off of it. I was told when I was a kid, and I used to be. I still do. I play a lot of video games, but I was told that the reason why games cost so much is because there's the packaging, the printing of the labels, and the booklet, and the shipping, and then you get digital books, and it's still the same cost. I don't understand. But yeah, it's kind of the same thing with comics. Dylan and Tyler, have you guys? And I guess this is for everybody actually, but I'll ask Dylan and Tyler because they've been kind of quiet. Have you guys ever had a copy of a comic that wasn't it wasn't purchased, or it wasn't a digital comic that you may have got off the internet or something?
Are you asking if we stole comic books?
That's exactly what he's asking.
Have you ever downloaded a comic for free?
No, honestly, no. I like the hard copies. I'm older than these two, so I'm old fashioned. I like to get a hard copy of something, and I like to sit down with it. It's just not my thing to sit there, and sometimes they'll even on digital, they'll have like mixed page noise. That's I'm not even. Yeah, I want the actual thing in my hands.
They're breaking up.
Whatever he's saying, I'm sure it's great, but
finish that thought, Kyle.
He said that he likes digital comics, not he likes physical comics. That's what he was saying. Sorry. There we go.
Yeah, we can hear you now.
Yeah, I was saying that no. I haven't stolen a digital copy of a comic book. I like to have the actual hard copies in my hands. You're right.
Never say never.
Never say never is my motto.
Right.
I asked a buddy of mine sent me well, I have a collection of Spider-Man. The entire from number 1 to like 2004 on CD-ROM. Marvel did that. They put it all on CD-ROMs, and you can go to the book. You can look, and it's pretty cool to have. And a friend of mine was like, "Why'd you buy that? That's stupid. You shouldn't buy that. You could torrent that. You could torrent it." And I'm like, "I don't want to torrent it." Well, he brings me a thumb drive with like a shit ton of Superman, like everything. And he's like, "There's no need to buy comics anymore, dude." And I'm like, "I want to be." This is why I was like 18. I'm like, I want to make comics. If I do this, then I'm, kind of pissing on my own industry. And anyway, he was like, yeah, fuck that industry. But but I thought about that, and that is kind of sad that we I don't know if digital comics for indies is that big of a concern, but I do know people who have leaked their comic out on purpose. Their digital comic, their indie comic. They're like, yeah, here, everybody have it. I'd rather you have it for free because now maybe you pick up the hard copy. I don't know how much that works for people, but me, now you gotta pay me. You gotta pay me at least $5 for that book. Unless it's digital, then I'll do too.
I could see something like that where you could release a slimmed down, digital copy, and then in your hard copy you put in, sketches, character profiles, stuff that you keep, stuff that's not in the digital file. Doing stuff like that. I mean, if you're doing promotional stuff and stuff like this, I think it works. But again, it goes back to what Kyle said it. I said it. It's like, yeah, if you're gonna give it at a cut rate price, a cheaper price for free, then yeah, I think it works. I don't think it works if you're trying to sell it for the same price as your hard copy. I don't think it works at all.
And we would give
Right.
away
I agree.
pages of the book, so not like the full teaser, not the full
Right.
book, but like you know, as leading up to book 1, 2, and 3 so far, we would release like the first 5 or even 10 pages just to give a tease of what's to come digitally.
Well, right there on the website, you could see that we gave away. That was like the first third of the book, almost, isn't it, Kyle?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
yeah, you guys gave it away. You know, Alex P. Keaton is very upset with you guys. Like that's a Family Ties reference. I know a lot of people won't get it. Young people like Lola, who I realized wasn't even around for the Batman 1989.
I
wasn't even born
culture.
yet. She's talking about Beetlejuice is one of her favorite movies, and she wasn't even there to see it. She wasn't even born. Beetlejuice came out.
I don't think I was either. What year was that?
Oh my goodness.
89.
89. Okay, I wasn't. But I've seen it. I'm fond of it.
You're just trying to make me feel old.
I know, Randy's hurting me, bro. It's hurting me.
I was born the next year, if it makes you feel any better.
That's the wife and I's first date.
2 years later.
Well, here's the problem.
It was your first date, you said, Randy?
Yeah, the wife and I's first date was out to Beetlejuice.
Oh, that's awesome.
Oh, that's awesome.
I was working at a retail shop at the time, and so lucky she even walked in the door, because back then it was very misogynistic, mostly all male. But she's a hardcore reader, so she come in, then just kept coming in every Wednesday, and and when we decided to go out to see Beetlejuice, and I was moved in within a week. So
Wow,
it's been over. Man, I want to say we're closing in on 30 years. I think getting pretty close.
For you, man.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Whenever Beetlejuice came out, that's when.
I'll tell you this. I'll tell you this.
Right.
I'll tell you this.
Darren, you locked up again?
Yeah, I am.
He's been locked up for a few minutes.
And this is actually me looking at my Wizard World stop. That's actually
No, it's not. You don't have a disappointed look on your face. Eyes need to be wider. Mouth needs to be frowned down farther. Jaw needs to be open.
It is funny because we'll go someplace now. Listen, and guys, me and Lola have fights about this, but her birthday, okay, is December 28th, 1989. In my mind, she didn't take her first shit into 1990. Okay. I don't consider her an 80s child. She does. But like, listen, what? A couple days later, it was 1990. Okay. Okay.
Yep.
I don't. You can't. You're not an 80s baby. And I look like a pervert when I go places because I'm like, yeah, Batman. When Batman came out, I remember she's like, I wasn't born yet, sweetheart. And I'm like, and I feel like the biggest pervert. Like, oh my god. And then I realized that, like, her mother and me aren't that far in age.
Well, good for you then.
Yeah.
Like, her mother and me are like we could have been classmates almost.
All right. You figured it out.
Yeah.
It makes me feel like a pervert. Now, yeah, it's horrible. It's horrible. I can't deal with this type of thing. People looking at me funny in the streets.
Why don't you quit lying over there?
I feel like you're doing all right.
El Nolan again.
Okay. It's
in response to the question from T. Davies. Go ahead.
Go ahead.
Is it good?
Yeah.
Yeah. In response to the question from T. Davies, I think he's talking about Ted.
Yeah.
I backed quite a few books, some suggested by this very show. By no means am I a big funder, though. I've backed 5 to 8 books tops. El Nolan. Well, El, we do what we can.
Yeah, I think he's referring to because Ted asked how many books he had backed before, and he just at 5 to 8 books tops. Which is that's not bad. I mean, that's a respectable amount.
Yeah.
Yeah.
People who haven't backed any books. So not me. I backed a ton, but I know some people who haven't backed any. So
we know people with YouTube channels that review books that haven't crowdfunded nothing.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
They
super
don't
important.
buy
just
into
to be,
crowd funds at all.
yeah, just to be in part of that community. You know, you just have to like, and there's so much. There's so many cool things on Kickstarter. Like, why wouldn't you just go and see what's
There's a
available?
lot.
Like just even in terms of like video games and board games, and there's so much cool shit out there. Like just back something, just give $1. You know, like honestly, throw your support behind something.
We lost Dylan and Tyler.
Uh-oh.
There they are. They're back again.
I don't believe you. I can't see this money.
Well, you can't see it, but it's right here in the PayPal. Take that drink. We're gonna let Anthony pick the color this time.
Don't go.
What's my choice? What's you got? Black?
No.
What you got?
I got light red, dark red, green, and blue.
Go blue.
Well, we got to do the blue. My boys wanted to see the blue. You didn't have the blue before.
I did have the blue. I took it with
Did
the
you?
blue.
I didn't think you. Did you guys see it do the blue?
I don't remember.
Yeah, she poured one.
I
and
don't
drank
remember
it.
the blue.
I don't remember either.
Nobody else remembered, so you might have to do it again.
Yeah, do it again just to remind us.
Just the strong
Pretty
one.
soon you won't remember.
That's exactly right. That's why we want you to do it. You got to live with variant. You need the strong one. It's the only way you're gonna be able to put up with this shit.
Just blame him.
Here we go.
That looked blue. Were you sure that was blue?
It's the super sour one.
Super sour.
We got to remember
Why?
this drinking bit next time we do a video, Dylan and Tyler.
It's like I'm getting drunk on everyone else's dime. I figure that is like it started on her show. She has a show every Wednesday called Geekgasm, and I think it was. And then somebody said you should drink. You should take a shot for every tip you get. And she's like, okay. And so we're like, well, let's try it out. And so, and I think the idea is that people are hoping that she gets so drunk that she ends up having a wardrobe malfunction.
Oh, Lord have mercy.
Well,
You said what?
Feel it now.
Yeah.
But I got a secure bra, so I'm good. I got a heavy duty one.
It's not that secure. Watch, you'll see. You'll see. Anthony, your book, God's Hand, you crowdfunded. You crossed 10,000.
Uh-huh.
Damn, man.
Let me see and bring it up here. Sorry, I'm not prepared tonight. Now, Anthony, are you gonna? Is it too late to put it on IndieCron? Let me see here.
Are you on IndieCron, Anthony?
No, should I be?
Yeah. Yeah, you should be.
All right, I'll have to talk to you about
Get a hold
that.
of Pixel Trader.
And I'll put you guys in touch. Here, I'm bringing up your campaign now. Campaign removed. Just kidding now.
Like, what?
Copyright.
Be like, you hear Anthony cussing now. Hey, hold on, guys. I gotta go. Also, Anthony, I need to ask a question. I was online and I looked at a documentary. There we go. There's your crowdfund. There's your campaign.
Yeah.
You are at
11,441.
God's Hand, Anthony's campaign. He is the artist and creator of God's Hand. I love that cover. It's the cover I need in my life.
Ooh, I like that guy.
Oh, yeah.
Anthony, apparently, now I don't know how true this is. Does everybody know Vince Coletta? Everybody heard of Vince Coletta?
Sounds familiar.
He was an inker, inked a lot of Jack Kirby's artwork. Okay.
The man who ruined Jack Kirby. That's what the video said.
Apparently he was well connected. And being that you and low level Italians, I have to ask you guys, how many connected individuals are in comics?
I don't even know what you're talking about, Barry.
See? Look at that. Look at that. What are you talking about?
I have no idea what you're talking about.
There's connected individuals in comics. Comics run by the mafia. I know it. You can go ahead and admit it.
Varian, it's comics.
Yeah.
They're not connected. It's comics.
Yeah. So God's Hand is at $11,441, 149 backers, and you're shipping this in, was it April?
It's going to be April. It says March, but it's going to be April.
We know that game.
Whoever said that, they're dropping out.
I think
it's hard.
Tyler.
So I got Andy Kuhn is doing a cover for me, and he's working on it right now. As soon as that gets finished, the tier levels will change, and it'll be in the whole it'll it's a different tier level after that, because then it's like you still have the story time, you still have the signed copy, but now you'll be able to get the Andy cover if you want. You'll be able to get both the Indiegogo cover, the Andy cover, and then the 75 will be to get the standard cover, the Indiegogo cover, and the Andy cover. And so it's going to change once he finishes that cover. And then we got we're about to put up the stretch goals, which 10 was the Andy cover, 11 was the perfect bind. I think 12 is the Mardi Gras beads with the God's Hand logo on them. And I want to say the next 13 is going to be Eddie Nunez is going to do a print for us. And then I think 15 we have trading cards. 16 is going to be metal trading cards. And then 17 will be we got 18. John Boy Myers will do a print for us.
How long does it run?
So we're going to get that out. Once Andy finishes up the cover, we're gonna put that out there.
They really
What? Who?
They let it up to something.
We're very close.
We had to get
Yeah, we had to readjust.
Yeah. Steve says, I feel like a lot of people sleep on the local library. You can't read tons of comics. You can read tons of comics for free, and the creators still get paid. I know people who sleep at the local library, on the steps at least. No, he's right though. People do go to the library and they rent a lot of books. I got some comics from the library.
I have.
Yeah, I mean the library, but some companies are padding their sale numbers by adding library sales in there, and that's in the long run that's gonna be bad for business. But I do think, as someone who reads comics, it is, and you gotta do it on the cheap, or you can't afford that particular issue or that trade. It is a viable avenue to get your entertainment. Ted says 29 or 2 of 50. And then Steve says, I mean, when you see the pencils and the ink side by side, I think he's referring to some of the art here. Content, maybe. I don't know. I don't know if you have any pencils in here. Do you know? Must be talking about something else we had talked about.
Yeah.
Must have been talking about something else.
Yeah. So April, this book is gonna ship. I got a copy. I suggest anybody who's watching this get themselves a copy of God's Hand. It was really funny. After World New Orleans, we decided to go tour the French Quarter, and I'm walking around, and I sit at a bench right outside of Cafe Du Monde. Is that how I pronounce it, Anthony?
That's it, Cafe Du Monde.
Yeah, and I'm sitting there at a bench, just this random bench, and I turn around, and there's Anthony's poster for God's Hand behind me, taped to a box illegally, and but the rain had washed it and hit it so much that the colors had changed, but it still looked really cool. It was like the inverted, like almost infrared colors, and it looked really, really cool. And Anthony, you got a lot of support from the people around in New Orleans, haven't you?
Sure.
Yeah.
I think there's more to be had. I think it's definitely worth doing, is to if you're local, especially with you guys. I think it's worth it to get a press release that to any news organizations that'll take it. And you just play the same angle. Local guys trying to do good, books about this, and any local people who will help you out. Anything that you can do it. Take advantage of it. There are people out there who want to support locals and stuff.
Yeah,
yeah, definitely.
Yep.
Okay. Yeah. I know that I think you guys gotta go at some point. Kyle and Dylan and Tyler. I think you guys have to get out of here. Was it 10?
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, you're
We were
15
having
minutes
so much
late.
fun though. Yeah.
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 Well, we're glad that you were having fun, but we don't want to keep you. But
Yeah.
make sure you tell everybody where they can get a hold of Motor City Mo.
Yeah. Go ahead.
So on our website, which is threewisemenmedia.com, which is
Mhm.
THREEYSMEN media.com. You can check out our Facebook page, our Instagram, which is all Three Wise Men Media. Also, we're going to be doing about 11 shows this year, Comic-Cons, starting with Astronomicon, like I mentioned. So you'll be able to see us all over Michigan, Indiana, and Ohio. So we're doing, hey, look at that, man, you're a good guy.
Hey, that's us.
Appreciate it.
Look at that.
No problem.
So you'll be able to see us in person and get copies of the book from us there. We're also at a couple comic book stores in Allen Park and Dearborn Heights.
Okay. Green Brain?
Green Brain, yep, there we go. Green Brain and Nine Planets. So
Cool.
those are some places that you can get Motor City Mo.
And I'll see you guys this weekend.
Yes.
At
Oh, for sure.
Astronomicon. So go out, get out there and see them. They are they're guys from Michigan. You know, I won't get mad at anybody for buying comics from other publishers in Michigan. That's fine. No, actually, yeah, they're some good guys. And on top of that, I mean, how could you not love this picture? We need to get this picture printed.
There we go.
And if
Yeah.
you come to the con and you mention that you saw us on the show, the Elkins brothers will spoon you just like this.
Yeah.
I promise.
It's
$5 well worth it.
Here's the thing: you guys don't know the level of comfort I'm at right now.
You can experience that same comfort.
At Astronomicon. Live in person.
What about after Astronomicon? You know where else you're going to be? Are you doing Great Lakes? Are you doing Motor City?
Yep. So we're the next week we're doing NWI, which is in Indiana. We'll be at Great Lakes the week after that. We're going to be doing Motor City, like you mentioned, Indiana Comic-Con, Gem City. I'll send you a list. How about that?
Capital City.
Put it up.
We'll have you.
Capital
We'll have you
City.
back on farther into the year. Yeah.
Oh, absolutely. That'd be great.
Oh,
We had
yeah.
a lot of
Oh,
fun.
yeah.
It's been a lot of fun. Great meeting you guys. Great talking with you guys. Anthony, I'd love to hear more about your book.
Hey, you're right,
it's really
man. It's good to meet you guys.
That's over
Absolutely.
on Indiegogo
Yeah,
if you want to read up
absolutely.
on it.
Definitely.
And,
Yeah, we will.
Before I let you guys go, is it bad that every time that someone, because I always forget about NWI comic,
Mhm.
and every time someone mentions NWI, I don't think of it as a con name. I think of it as the rap group.
NWA.
NWA.
I'm like NWI, and I'm like, is it like, well, TVMA is up, but it's like in words of insecurities or
Well, it's our first time doing that show, so I'm not positive. Maybe that is what it stands for.
He wants to make it inward with income. That's what he wants to make it.
I'll find out and I'll get back to you.
in words of indie books? Is that it? It's just,
Yes, that's what it is.
all right, you guys.
All right, guys.
Appreciate it.
Thanks, man. It's been great.
All right, fellas.
Thanks for
It
coming
was a
on,
great
man.
time. Lola, good
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Have a good one.
Take care.
luck. Yeah.
See you later.
See ya.
Poor Lola. She's having to ingest all this alcohol. Is what she gets though. I don't like the fact that I can't.
You
My
might
mic-
need to step out and come back in
I
yourself.
don't like the
Barry.
fact that my mic is or my camera's just.
You frozen? Are you frozen?
Yeah, he's
Yeah.
frozen.
Oh, he's frozen. Look at that face.
He's
Yeah,
been
yeah.
frozen for a while. That's almost his wizard stock face right there.
Yeah, yeah. So Anthony, do you
Yes,
have
sir.
your book? You about to do a stretch goal. How hard is it to come up with good stretch goal? All right, how hard has it been for you?
It's I don't know if it's hard. It's just you basically want to. It's a balancing act for me. You know, like that's as a creator, it's a balancing act because you're trying to keep in mind that whatever you're offering has to be shipped out to every backer you get.
Mhm.
Right. So you have to watch your shipping. You have to watch your packaging. So you want to try to keep things, again, that are easily packed. Giving away prints. That's why the trading cards are big. Things like that. Even if I'm, the small metal, bookmarks, small metal, anything like that. That again keeps the weight down. Yeah, because you can get, I can get great deals on T-shirts. I can get great deals on hats, man. Great deals, but shipping that, it's like, there's no way you're gonna get into that shit. It's just like, nah, you can't do it. You just can't do it. So you try to find artists who are reasonably priced to make prints. And then, like I said, the trading cards, you can do those. Like I said, we talked about it, the beads from New Orleans with the little logos on them and stuff like that. That's not really not too heavy or anything like that. So it's trying to it's trying to add something without killing yourself on the shipping end. You gotta kind of calculate some of that shit.
Yeah, because you taken. I mean, I know we talked about the beats, you and I, and we talked about again trying to figure out what stretch goals seem like a value to the customer. You don't want to put out, like, oh, because everyone does bookmarks, and a lot of people now are doing, stickers. Stickers are always good though. The bookmarks are always good. I see trading cards becoming more popular.
Yeah.
I don't. I think the perks is going to get a little bit more grand and a bit more flashy as time goes on.
Sure. I mean, if the money's there, you want to. Like I said, I mean, John Boy Myers. I talked to him. And he priced him out and stuff like that. It's like, yeah, I if I can get up to 18, absolutely, sure, why not? You know what I mean? Because in the same way that you want the customer to feel that way as well. To feel like, okay, you're getting something that's actually valuable here. You know what I'm saying? So the trade, all that stuff, trading cards, all that kind of stuff like this. Anything that you can do that can be limited, that you can sign and stuff like that. I think it's good.
I think that you have when you're doing a book that's in New Orleans, so I mean, me, I'm afraid to crap on the book because I know I'll go out of way off the reservation when it comes to those perks. So like if I'd have been in your place, yeah, then we got to send out Mardi Gras mask, and then I want to get some let's get some New Orleans dirt and we're gonna put voodoo dolls in each
I tried. Listen, Voodoo Dolls was on my list, man. It was. You know what I mean? We thought about, but again, you want to price and everything out, man. Like that. They say that when you run a campaign, you really need to know your prices. That's no bullshit, man. You really got to get your prices down, because it's like even at the where I'm at right now, like I'm telling you, man, that money's pretty much spoken for, and there's no profit on that. It just isn't. You know what I mean? Printing those books, perfect bound, right? That takes a serious chunk. Then you're paying a colorist, and if he's good, you know what I mean? Like you got to pay him good money. And then shipping, you have to calculate your shipping. That stuff will kill you, man. It will kill you.
Randy, you're muted.
Oh,
yeah, you're muted.
Oh,
Randy's muted. Hold on, let me see. Yeah,
can't hear you.
Yeah, you muted yourself. It says because I can't unmute you.
Yeah,
there you go.
I got it.
There you go.
Sorry.
Yeah, I was wondering why you weren't chiming in, and then
he saw your mouth moving. He's like, he's not saying anything. What's he doing?
Oh yeah. I was over here digging up your campaign on Indiegogo.
Yeah. He's done really well. I mean, 11 grand, for a book that first time out. Well, not first time out for you, but this property first time.
Close enough, dude.
Yeah.
Close enough. I mean, I went out one time before, but that was another one that really was. I mean, prior to that, with the Count Carlos book, we went straight locals on that one. You know what I mean? Because the two guys who were doing it weren't tied into anything, and you didn't have. I mean, it's not like it is right now. It just wasn't. You know what I'm saying? Because this was I want to say maybe the beginning of 17, but I think it was the beginning of 16, maybe we dropped it in 16. And so you didn't have the YouTube channels. I mean, you had it, but it wasn't connected like it is right now.
Right.
So it still was kind of, so no. So coming out this time, it was like that.
And you have some every time IndieGo wants to have some issues right now. Every time I look at my contributions, it takes me back to log in. I brought this up before, and I'll show you guys. And anybody who has no idea about it, this is the Randy was talking about. I'm not sure I showed this to you yet, Anthony. Let me bring it up in the chat. Let's hear what you guys think of it too. Of course, if you're listening to IndieVote Radio, you can't see it. Oh, I can't share it. Nice. Okay, well, I'll send it to Randy, and Randy can share it. Here.
What are you having a hard time with your camera still?
I'm having a hard time with StreamYard. Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, I'm gonna send it to you in Messenger, and you can show it to people and share it. This is a device that I'm being sent one for IndieVolt because they're gonna make reviewing comics a lot easier for us. Especially because people tend to give me, and I get it. Like I tell someone, they'll send me your digital book, and I'll get it to a reviewer, and they're like, Blue, can I send you? They'll ask me, can I send you a physical copy? I'm like, sure, go ahead. So I get the physical copy, and it's really hard to scan.
What is this?
This is the Caesar scanner. It actually will scan documents for you. It's a scanner, and it scans everything. Randy, hit that video up there.
They have 2 million for that campaign. Hang on, I'm gonna have to go back out then.
Okay. I want to show you the video. I want to show everybody here in the JR. How's it going? I want to show everybody this video. And as far as a digital comic, as far as piracy, it's a game changer. And I'll show you why. And we're getting one here at IndieVolt for free because we got it like that. I know how to beg on the internet, please. They got a hot girl in this video too.
Okay, that's all popped up. All right, here we go. Here's the video.
Last year, we created the Caesar Aura Scanner, our second campaign on Indiegogo, and you loved it. We created a community of over 20,000 backers and 150,000 users around the world. And we scanned everything. Now we're back.
Oh my God.
With a scanner like you've never seen before.
You think
this
she's hot?
is the Caesar Shine
Okay.
Ultra. Our new, super portable, adjustable scanner with our most advanced tech yet. With 13 full-sized megapixels and 340 DPI, which means you get superior quality scans every time. The Caesar Shine Ultra features the patented curve flattened technology, which means you can scan anything, and it will give you absolutely flat scans, with colors that are more vivid than ever before. But where the Caesar Shine really shines is how it makes scanning simple. It's completely powered by your laptop, so no extra cables needed. It recognizes more than 180 languages. It's super fast, whether you need to scan one document or 100, with the blazing speed of scanning one page each second. And it's super portable. Carry it with you in your backpack and you have the power to scan on the go anywhere. And the Caesar Shine is also capable of recording video while scanning, so you can use it in your presentations. And the adjustable height ensures that you catch the smallest details. We've worked hard on perfecting the most portable and advanced scanner yet. Back us and be the first to enjoy the Caesar Shine Ultra.
Dude.
All
Now you too can be a pirate.
You ain't lying. I'm like, who you catering to over there? You show a lot of goddamn superhero stuff. Like,
Holy
who
shit.
who you catering to, bro? Like, is a big demand for people to be scanning comic books? Like, legitimately?
Apparently there is. Well, not legitimately though.
So when I first seen it, I'm like, oh yeah, we're gonna I'm gonna get this. This is gonna help me when I'm, reviewing comics. I can, get those
Yeah. Go Pirates.
well, fuck me. Go Pirates. Damn, that is a good scan. Yeah, we're getting it free here in the so I'll review it when we get it. I'll sit it right here. Well, you guys can't see where I'm gonna put it, but yeah.
Maybe we don't want to see where you're gonna put it.
Randy, is that troubling to you?
Is that troubling to me?
Yeah.
Well, I don't move a lot of comics that people want to pirate, apparently. But now it doesn't bother. Right now, I was thinking, man, that would be cool for here. I'd be able to scan books and stuff and just put them in.
Yeah.
Especially the graphics, because it's 3400 DPI, and you only need 300 for a good print copy.
Yeah.
So zap, And I bet that's going to make the copyright lawyers a lot of money.
Anthony, does it trouble you?
Yeah. I don't know when I see it. What troubles me is it's like that thing can do so much, and it's like so versatile and all these things, and I'm like, and that's cool. But then you purposely putting comic book shit in there. Like why? That's where I get thrown off, because I'm like, wait a minute, this is like a real business legal thing. Like, go to a library and law books and whatever, engineering plans. Like I'm all over the place with this, and I'm like, you made this a heavy, like you heavy-handedly put comic books in there.
Yeah.
And be the first, superhero. And it's like, who in the comic book industry is clamoring for that? For what purpose?
Only the pirates.
It's got curve.
Exactly. You didn't need to put comic books in there. Books are curved. You could just put any book in the world in there, and you would have done that. But no, you put comic books in there.
Now you don't have to worry about flattening out your comic before you scan it.
That's what I'm saying.
So that you pirate it.
Yeah. Fuck. So I just know that. So that's where I'm kind of thrown off. I'm like, what demographic are you going for with this, dude? I don't know.
I would say the obvious one that you.
Yeah, it's a bit. That's disturbing. It's just disturbing that it's catering to. That's kind of thrown off a little bit.
When that's the devil Bobby Boucher. And then Ted, you can't see abuse here. Ouch. How about you, Lola? Does it bother you?
Not really.
Can Lola even talk?
I can talk, but my speaker's way over. My mic's way over here.
Are you worried about that device? Would it worry you? You get ready to
No.
your first comic book.
I think she's more worried right now that Danny DeVito's going to pop back up on that screen.
He's got to drink more of the blue.
No more blue.
No more blue.
No more blue.
I'm only doing 4 more shots tonight.
Okay.
So.
Got to know your limitations.
Yeah.
Well, we only got like a half hour left, so.
Are you?
4 shots.
Would you want one?
Me?
One of those scanners. Yeah.
Yeah, it's cool. I mean, but we're getting one, so.
Randy, would you want one?
Yeah. Yeah, because suddenly I'm thinking it's going to be real easy to put all the Tales and the Omniverses together now. So I can just scan all the material and, set it up as a PDF file. Good to go. But I own the copyrights to all that, too. So I won't have a lawyer, breathing down my act if I go through and, start selling it.
Scan the books and sell them to wherever you want. No royalties or even mention credits if you don't want to. Lewis, good evening, Lewis. And who else said thoughts on Dexter Vine's situation? There's a Dexter Vines.
Who's Dexter Vines?
Yeah.
That's the situation.
Look it up. Dexter Vines. Comics.
Yeah.
Dexter Vines. Oh, look at this. Dexter Vines diagnosed with cancer.
Mm.
Wait,
very-
what?
Dexter Vines. I'll bring it up on Newsarama. Give me one. Actually, I can't bring it up on Newsarama, but Randy can.
I got it. Oh, it's a bleeding cool article. Oh, do we really need to do this?
He's an inker. He has blood cancer.
Hang on, let me get rid of all the ads here first.
Okay.
No, block that.
That's what they should have called it, Ralph. They should have called it
Block
Caesar.
that. Hang on, I'll pull it up here. I just got to. Oh, there's another X. Oh, there's another X. Oh, what's that crappy thing? Close ad. There we go.
Maybe walk
Oh, hang on. Oh, there's another one suddenly popped up. I wish you could. If I had the time to share screen this, I would. That crazy bleeding cool here. Hang on. Let me get to this.
Lola, most of your things.
Here we go. There's another ad that popped up. At least there's no sound on it. I guess there's no X either. So, there it is. Get rid of that piece of trash. All right. Comic creators rally around to help Dexter Vines after blood cancer diagnosis. Oh, man. Comic book folk Damata Howard, Brian Reber, and Joe Peacock, collectively known as Team Dex, have created a crowdfunding appeal to help comics inker Dexter Vines, who's just been diagnosed with blood cancer that is damaging his spine. They write. I'm so sorry to hear that. On January 27th, 2020, legendary comics inker Dexter Vines went to the doctor for a chronic lower back pain that refused to go away. He discovered two major surprises. One, that he had two fractured vertebrae in the lower back, and two, that they were the result of multiple myeloma.
Yeah. Myeloma.
A cancer that attacks the plasma of the blood. Multiple myeloma is a cancer that forms in a type of white blood cell called plasma cell. Plasma cells help you fight infections by making antibodies that recognize and attack germs. Multiple myeloma causes cancer cells to accumulate in the bone marrow, where they crowd out healthy blood cells. Rather than produce helpful antibodies, the cancer cells produce abnormal proteins that can cause complications. The good news, there's the good news.
Yeah.
The diagnosis was thankfully very early in its development, and treatment has begun. The prognosis is very treatable and in some rare cases even curable. And his back should be able to heal fully once the myeloma has been treated. The bad news, it's expensive. There is minimal insurance in place, but it will not cover the full costs. And what's more, Dexter will not be able to work at a pace to keep up with living expenses. That's where you come in. We have set up a GoFundMe to help Dexter afford chemo treatment for his back and to help with costs of living while he fights the evil that is cancer. We really need your help in two very important ways. Donations, raising funds, continue treatment, start to get him in full. Dexter has started. Finish the treatments that Dexter has started and get him into full remission. We're asking for $25,000 to meet the minimum living expenses and costs over the next 9 to 12 months of treatment to help offset loss of work. And two, sharing this fundraiser. We understand that given the times, not everyone's in a place to be able to help financially, which is why sharing this and spreading the word is vital.
Mm-hmm.
We and Dexter very much appreciate your support. We love Dexter deeply, as does the entire comic book community and the hundreds of thousands of fans who have enjoyed his work the past 2.5 decades. Thank you very much for reading and sharing and donating.
Yeah, I hope people can get over there and donate to that. It's anytime you hear anybody with cancer, that my heart goes out to them. A few family members, I think even in the wife's side of the family have, had cancer, and unfortunately, didn't make it. Lou says they've gotten 32K so far, which is awesome. Yeah, it's really good to see everybody come together and be able to you know put some money together and help them out. 32,000 is pretty impressive though.
Mm-hmm.
As you know, you always say, you know, the comic book community, we all come together after a while and help each other. I've seen someone else, they needed some help with their house, and they were able to get I think 50 grand up. Lola, you got, I'm not putting Danny DeVito up, but you got $10. So Lola, all together, you made about $40 tonight. Isn't that nice?
I'm taking 2 reds. No, I'm taking these. I'm picking. I'm not letting Anthony pick. He always picks the blue.
I was gonna say to mix the blue and red, make a purple one.
No.
And then while we're doing that, let's actually talk about the there's something else. So big money that was raised. It's not for charity. I mean, unless you know, it's
not for charity.
It's
both of the campaigns. So you want me to call those up?
Yeah. Let's watch Lola's face while she.
That one was horrible. No, don't put me like big.
Don't put her a lot big.
I got 2 more. Who's gonna buy the last 2?
I don't understand. Now, if someone was giving you $5 for each shot you had to take, that's a good night, right?
Yes, you may have Grandy.
Like if someone was paying you to drink, it'd be a great night. You know, for 8.
Sure. I mean, apparently this is this is one of those privileges we don't enjoy. You know,
you don't have
it's not on my white privilege card. It's not on there. Apparently, it's on the female card. You know, if there is such a thing as female privilege, I hear it's a myth, but you know,
it is.
Except for Thursday ladies' nights. Apparently, you know.
Now, are we talking about cash grab? Almost at 90,000.
Yeah, cash grab. Yeah,
89,619.
Yep, 16 days left.
He's only halfway through his campaign. He's got 90,000
backers, huh? Shit.
1,083 backers.
Yeah. Randy, that's impressive.
That's beyond impressive.
90 grand.
But they have been building that book up for like a year and a half too. He had a lot of problems nailing down an artist, but luckily they got Donald DeLay to do the art choice on that. It looks really good. Real fun.
That's right. I had to mute Lola's mic. She's coughing. Can't handle a liquor.
We're gonna pass by that human Cecil peed though.
That
But that right there, that's great stuff.
Yeah. $90,000 for, and this is Cecil's first comic, right?
Yeah. Well, yeah, it's Cecil's first comic, not Donald's though.
No, it's he's got
that. It's just great stuff.
Yeah, I mean, $90,000 is pretty freaking impressive, and I know more than
even though he does smack a turtle there.
Oh no, more than what I raise. Probably $10.
He's offering to include sketches.
Oh, there you go. Shit's worth it for that right there.
That's a stretch goal. I think that's part of one of the tiers that he's offering.
I got a question for you. What? Okay.
What the heck made him decide to do that? What?
You got a campaign going. Your campaign is over. You're still in demand. When you cross that $10,000 mark, when you crossed it. Wow, have I been drinking? What was it like? Was it, was a celebration in the house? Was a celebration? Were you even at home when you crossed? Remember where you were at?
No, I wasn't. I wasn't home when it happened.
Mm-hmm.
you know, I had a lot going on that day.
Did you let out a squeal though? You can tell us.
It's it's a good feeling. You just because you know you set out to do something, and you know you run the gambit of emotions the whole time. You know what I mean? I mean, for me, like I said, I don't, you know, I had to scrap out for every dollar I got. So you know, you do it and you say, wow, man, that was nice. You know, because it's like you accomplish something that you set out to do, and it's something that you want to do, and it's something that's part of your, you know, something you like to build on. And so it was humbling and satisfying at the same time, you know, because essentially you realize it's like, you know, this whole thing, man, is all based on people investing in either you or investing in your product. You know what I'm saying? So it's, you know, you are, you know, at people's charity. I mean, you really are. You know what I'm saying? I mean, now for me, anyways, you know, it's not like you're saying it's first time out. It's not like I'm rocking, you know, oh, that's Anthony's book. Yeah, sure. Like, oh, of course I want it. You know what I mean? Like it's, you know, so it's you're humbled by that. You know what I mean?
Yeah, you guys are pulling down big money. I mean, I'm just adding up the people that I know who've crowdfunded books and people I've talked to. You know, I've chatted back and forth with different people on social media and just looking at the numbers that are out there going to independent guys. 10 grand to you. You know, I think Rob just closed the campaign. I think I forget how much his was.
Who?
You know, you got Rob Anderson. Rob Anderson.
Yeah, I don't remember how much he pulled down.
You guys are putting down impressive numbers. This community, comics, is still alive, and people still want good entertainment, and they still want comics. Because people will tell you all day, you tell the blue in the face, comics are dead, comics are dead. But when you see numbers like that, 10,000, 80,000, I think I forget how much. I don't know where Expendables is at right now.
3 days, 3 days into the campaign.
I mean, you look at those.
He's setting at 61,572.
Yeah, I mean, when you look at those numbers, the market is alive and well, and I mean, it says something.
But no, that goes into the question like earlier when we were talking about something rising up and encapsulating a few things, is because to me, it something has to come up and it has to have some structure to it, because that's the thing, is because what you're looking at is you're looking at blowback from, like I said, the industry's putting out shit that people don't want. You know, people. I mean, there is a system to it. There's a structure to it. There is a craft to it. If you forego craft for, you know, for agenda purposes and shit like that, people are gonna see through that shit. And I just get tired of hearing people saying, "Oh, well, comic books have always been political," you know, blah, blah, blah. And I think to a point, yeah, it's just you couldn't tell, you couldn't hear it, you couldn't hear the message being screamed at you, right? It was done crafty, and that's what I think people are hungry for. Is it's like they want a good cohesive story that's told in a way that's like, wow, this has structure to it. There's a plot to it. There's a story to it. There's a hero to it. There's a journey to it. There's a point to the story, right? And so and people are hungry for that shit, and they're not getting fed that stuff through the industry right now, you know. So what's happened is it's created this blowback, this consumer market, to where it's like people are they're will and I'm going to tell you something, and I realize this is a little bit off the subject, but it's going to be the decade of the outsider, man. You know what I'm saying? It started with like Brexit, Donald Trump, and all these different things like this. And it's just people are kind of pissed off with the establishment. You know what I mean? And so what's happening is the outsiders are coming in. You know, and if the outsiders can produce quality work, if they can put it up there, man, people are gonna buy it. I mean, they're buying things that aren't all that good right now. They're putting money behind it and shit. If you can come up with a good product and you know what I'm saying, and be semi consistent with it.
Well,
I think. Go Go ahead.
ahead. Sorry, I didn't mean to.
No,
step
no,
on you.
that's pretty much it. I think you'll do well.
Yeah. I think with the Expendables as an example, that's not necessarily an outsider work. You've got everybody there knows what they're doing. You know, Graham Nolan and Chuck Dixon and Butch Geist, they've been in the business for decades. You know,
Well, for
Sly
but for
Stallone
for outside,
definitely
yeah,
knows
for
how to craft a
outsider,
story.
right? For outsider, I guess what I was referring to is you know, it's not industry. You know, it's not mainstream industry.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
With Marvel and DC. So what you're having is when I say outside, that's what I mean kind of by outsider is you know, this isn't establishment stuff. You know what I mean? So my thing is that at some point to take advantage of that movement, of that consumer movement, you'll need some cohesiveness somewhere, so people can come and say, okay, you know, this is kind of a rallying point. Right now it's crowdfunding, so it's Indiegogo and it's Kickstarter and whatnot. But if you then create another entity inside of that where people immediately know to go there, you know what I'm saying? I think it's going to evolve into something. You know what I mean? And that's what I think is coming.
Rival Steve says, I think artists are going to discuss their political opinion just by discussing subjects they're interested in, but don't sell me propaganda and call it art. I think that Anthony's 100% right, but a lot of the, you can always get your message across if you do it well enough and still have your story be incredibly competent, enjoyable, and timeless. If you go and look at it TV-wise, you look at the original Star Treks and the original Twilight Zones.
Right.
Those are very political.
Right.
They have a hardcore political
Absolutely.
message. Very rarely do they hit you over the head with it.
No, it's never on the nose. That's the thing. And if it is, it's done intentionally as a greater part of the story. Like everything is done in the craft way. If it's there for a purpose. But it's this idea that it still fits into the craft. I agree with you, Randy. It's you know, I don't know, my stories, and again, I think you can weave all that stuff in there. But like my stories, a lot of my stories are really just, you know, they're about characters who, you know, it's about most of my stories are redemption arcs. You know what I mean? So they're about characters who have made decisions which they thought were the right decisions at the time, which then cost them a lot. You know, and their journey back from that abyss and whatnot. You know what I mean? So it's that thing, and so you develop all these plot devices and all these little, you know, scenes and whatnot, and interactions and dialogues to get the power of the moments across. You know what I mean? So you invest in these characters, and you say, "Wow, this character's really going on a journey." That's powerful, man. And you feel this stuff, and you try. So to me, that's the point. If you know, you want to tell like a, you know, part of that is the journey of a, you know, I don't know, a transgender superhero, whatever the case may be, that it really needs to be about the character having human emotions as they are going through all of this stuff, and that the characters are that's the problem with the agenda shit, is that the characters in the story are caricatures. It's like, it's almost like it's this thing where it's like when they did my man did the Batman movies after the two Burton movies.
Schumacher.
Schumacher. I think Schumacher had an idea, but I think the problem with those movies is that you're supposed to know it's a comic book. Like, that's the thing. Like, it's ridiculous, almost campy stuff where it's like, oh no, this is a comic book. Whereas I don't think Burton's versions were like that. They were meant to be in this world, and it was like, no, this is supposed to like be a movie. And I think that's the problem with some of this agenda-driven shit, is like you read it and it's like, well, these are just caricatures. Like, I get it's a comic book. I'm not fucking dense. I get it, but I don't look at my comic books and go, I want to read a book that's about caricatures. I want to connect with these characters on some kind of level. These characters need to be written as actual real people with flaws, with virtues, with defects of character, like all these different things. No one's all good, no one's all bad. Those are the great kind of stories. If you can't, you know what I mean, like to write a tragic character, it's that's engaging, because you're like, wow, yeah, I see he's a dickhead and he's doing some shitty stuff, but you see his fall from grace, and you're like, you know, it makes it that much more real to you. Like, yeah, man, wow, that's tragic. You know, he's got to go, but that's tragic. And so, you know, that's my thing when it comes to all that. You know, write a good story, man. Make it compelling. You can put whatever you want in it, but make sure that it serves a greater purpose of actually telling a story and getting from point A to point B.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, you know, there are some people who don't take that into consideration when they're putting out their first comic. So um, it's well, yeah. I mean, Lola's learning that she's doing her first comic. Lord help her.
At the same time right now.
Say what?
I got two comics I'm working on right now.
Is it? I haven't had to kill her yet. I'm working on it. I'm working on killing her because but it's really cool that you know, they hear, you know, Anthony, you've worked on. I mean, you've done Count Carlos. Now you're doing God's Hand. Was it something before that or at between those?
Yeah, we did Justice City Chronicles.
Okay.
Me and Mark, my friend Marcus. I tried to get him on tonight. He got tied up and whatnot. I'd still like to get him on, but he's him and I did Justice City Chronicles together. We like partners, man. He's a writer too. He's doing a story right now. We're gonna the next after this is shipped out, he's gonna do his, which will be called Nick Storm Monster Hunter, and we're gonna start building a universe. We're gonna tie the two universes together. So his story will take place in the same universe as God's Hand.
Okay.
And then, you know, I think in the next book I do, Nick will have a cameo in the book. He'll play a part in the book, and we're gonna tie them together, but at the same time have them kind of be their own little places.
Cool.
That's cool. You it's good to hear that someone, you know, that you picked up the knowledge that you have so quickly. You know, stuff that you're talking about took me like 10 years. And some of them I still haven't learned yet. You know, when it
Me neither. I mean, it's all, you know, that's the thing. I mean, I think you should always be a student in a game. I think you should always be looking and always be I mean, Randy talks about that, educate yourself. I mean, like, you should always be digesting this stuff. Yeah, you should always be digesting this stuff. I listen to stuff on YouTube about writing screenplays, about writing, you know, structure, like all that kind of stuff like that, because I want to be a good storyteller. You know what I mean? Like that's what I want to do. I want to create good IPs, but I want to be a good storyteller. Mm-hmm. And there is structure to that. Like, if you can understand the mechanics of it, you can't bend it, you can't break it, you can't use it if you don't know it.
Yep.
You know, you got to at least look at it and kind of understand the mechanics of it and stuff like that. I'm a big fan of Redemption. I think so. There you go.
I'm a big fan of Redemption arcs as well. I think it's something we need more of today.
Yeah, we got to that already.
Yeah, I think that a lot of the guys who are doing books now, especially, a lot of the guys in indie books are showing that they've got talent, and they've got the talent. They're, you know, and they're ready to kind of take this industry to the next level. Some of them have been kicked out of mainstream too. So some of it, we're kind of getting this infusion of who were once pros coming back down to the indie market, and showing that, you know, it doesn't take a big corporation to put these books out and tell good stories. Randy, you've watched it. You watched the industry change and take shape and, you know, fall apart several times. Now, I think was Neil Adams who said he watched comics die 3 times.
Yeah.
But
well, the market is resilient. The art form is resilient. The market might not be as resilient as the art form, but the art form will always be resilient. I think you're always going to see words and pictures in a combination out there somewhere trying to be entertaining. Right. It's just that these companies have to decide that they need to be entertaining before these retail shops go under. That's the big thing. And if not, then that audience is going to start looking out to crowdfunding. They're already looking at video games. They're already looking at streaming. You know, if the retailers don't do something to keep their butts afloat, I think the next couple of years for them it's going to be very disastrous. Mm-hmm. So there has to be something pop up there to help support the retail angle, but at the same time, there has to be something out there that's growing this market. And I think that's the big key with all this crowdfunding stuff, is that they're not really hurting the retailer per se. I mean, some of that money, I'm sure the comic fans are spending on crowdfunding books, but I think the crowdfunding initiatives are bringing in more people than they're using from within. I think a lot of the crowdfunding product is coming from guys that have gotten out, or readers that have gotten out of the comic market because they didn't like the products that were out there these last 20, 30 years. And now somebody goes, hey, man, did you see this book? Oh, my goodness, there's a comic about the Expendables. Boom. Oh, I'll read a comic about the Expendables.
Sure.
You know, what do you mean Richard Myers doing an old style pulpy mercenary comic book? I want to read that. Boom. You know, here's Iron Sights.
Yeah,
or you remember G.I. Joe? Well, this is G.I. Joe with superpowers. This is pretty cool. This Jawbreakers thing.
Right.
Boom. All of a sudden he's selling, and these books aren't selling to kids. You know, they're not selling to the kids that barely get an allowance or you know, have to scrape for dollars or whatever. They're selling to adults who have disposable income that go, oh, a book for $25. I buy books for $25 at the bookstore all the time. This is a comic book. I want to read it.
I have to ask Brett Pinson. Brett's been doing books for a while, but he has a book called The Expendables, a comic book. And I remember asking him, like, Brett, what are you going to do? Like, you know, he's like, well, Expendables is in a comic. And I've been wanting to reach out to him and ask him if this is going to be an issue, you know, in the, you know, coming months or years.
I think the bigger IP kind of rolled over the smaller one.
Yeah, I think that's generally what happens. But, you know, I think there's an opportunity to fight back there. But again, I mean, it's not about fighting back. I mean, but if like someone can, like if you're the name of Anthony's book is God's Hand.
Mm-hmm.
If someone were to say, okay, we're making a comic called God's Hands as well, that would be an issue. I didn't know there was a book called Catharsis, which is the name of one of my books, until recently, because I was trying to see if anybody ever tried to sell it on Facebook or on, you know, eBay, and I came across it. Was from '94. It's called Catharsis. I think it was from Image, and or maybe it wasn't from. Maybe it was just an indie book, but.
You're always going to have these titles bump into one another. It's how they're perceived on the market at the time that they're out.
Right.
That's the legal standing, you know.
Right.
I've got a property called Unforgiven that I want to do, and I know full well there's a Clint Eastwood movie named that, but
right.
I'm not doing a Western. It's
right.
It's a superhero title that I really, you know, I'll get around to getting out there one of these days, but
right.
I'm not worried that it's going to step on, you know, the movie, because the movie's great, and the movie was 20, 30 years ago.
Right.
Yeah.
I'm not worried about how it looks on the market.
Yeah. Lola has 2 more shots. Lola, I'll pay for those 2 more shots. I'll pay for those other 2 shots. I'll give you $10. Go ahead. I'll give you $10. Let's go. I need you to finish them up. Okay. Well then, but you got to do them.
She can always pour them back. Don't force alcohol on her. She doesn't want to drink them. Don't make her drink them.
She'll try to go. It's not like I'm roofing her.
Oh my goodness. Aaron's trying to get lucky tonight, Lola.
I just there she goes. No, it's horrible.
This is the worst one.
Yeah.
I don't like
so
it.
blue.
And it's the
so
last
blue.
one.
Yeah, it's the last one.
It's the horrible one.
Just knock it back. I can hear her swallow. That's the funny thing about it.
And you can feel the shiver.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
that was awful.
Mm-hmm.
I'll never find that again.
Yeah. There you are.
No, I'm not.
I want to thank everybody for joining us here tonight. If you want to put your question on IndieVote, you can do that easily by going to IndieVote Live at IndieVote.com. Please include IndieVote Live in the subject field and keep those emails to 90 words or less. Also, you should, people who listen to us on IndieVote Radio, want to thank you for doing that. And also remember that you can take IndieVote with you wherever you go by downloading IndieVote Radio. It's the perfect companion to our official website at IndieVote.com. IndieVote Radio plays the best in indie music. The best.
The best. The best.
The best.
100% Manilow free.
That's right. 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. You got indie music, entertainment news, and more. Music from talent like Chemical, Park Squares and Alleys, and Dims One. Download the Indievo Radio app on Android's Google Play Store, or listen in with the Streamer app on iOS. You can also check out IndieVote Radio by visiting our official site, indievote.com, and utilizing the built-in player right there on the front page. IndieVote Radio numbers got up kind of low tonight, 800. I guess the Trump scared some people. Everyone's listening to that. But yeah, IndieVote Radio is we got up to 800 people tonight listening in. And you could be one of those 800 or so. Make sure you check out the people we've had on the show too tonight. A lot of good people, and make sure you pick up yourself one of those Hail Caesar scanners. I'm nasty. Also, IndieVote TV.
We should get a percentage for that.
We should. IndieVote TV is the over-the-top streaming service available on Roku and coming very soon to Amazon Fire Stick and more. Stream independent movies, music videos, wrestling, original documentaries, and more. IndieVote TV. And hey, did I mention that it's 100% free? You can find IndieVote TV by searching the channel store on your Roku device or Roku-enabled television. And then tomorrow at 9 o'clock, she drinks some more. Geekgasm. There it is. Good night, Ted. Yep, IndieVote, Geekgasm with Lola. She's got some guests tomorrow. We're gonna have that show starts at 9 p.m. Lola will be there with her tip jar, and we'll see if we can get her totally plastered tomorrow. Thank God I'm running the board.
And talking. Plastered and talking.
She's ready to stand up. This is gonna be fun. So thanks everybody for watching. We will see everybody back here. Me and Randy will be Thursday morning at 9 o'clock in the morning.
Yes.
And then of course they'll see me tomorrow briefly if my camera works. Who knows? It might not work. Until then, remember this.
Can't nobody tell me nothing.
Remember that.
That's not the whole clip.
Can't nobody tell me nothing. You can't tell me nothing.
Anthony, if they want to pick up your book and back it, I know they can go to Indiegogo and they can look up God's Hand and search God's Hand.
Please do, and still invest. It's on demand. You can still buy in.
And where can they contact you if they want to contact you on Twitter or can they contact you on Facebook? Are you okay with that?
You can find me on Facebook. You can find me on Twitter, Tumblr, Instagram, LinkedIn. Did I forget any of them? The main ones: Facebook, Twitter, Tumblr, Instagram, for sure. And you can look me up on at my website at kiddestructor.com. Look me up Anthony Figaro or Kid Destructor.
All right. So make sure you follow Anthony on social media. Pick yourself up a copy of God's Hand. It's going to be a fabulous book. He's going to get it done. Damn it, he's going to get it done. It's actually up. It's probably finished with it by now. He's shipping in April. So he's got time to make sure that he can.
Kid V. Kid V's following me now on Twitter. Wow.
Make sure that you reach out.
Feel honored.
Yeah. Make sure you reach out to Anthony and he's and buy his book, and reach out to Lola. Make sure she's okay in the morning.
Yeah. We'll see how hard she's carrying her head tomorrow night.
Yeah. All right, guys. As always, thanks for joining me.
Well, before you go, I'm available on Facebook and Twitter. My next show is at the the Great Lakes Con here in a couple weeks down in Warren. Then April 18th at the Flint Farmers Market, I'm throwing a show here for the locals. It's going to be fun. So, plus there's still a Zim Geek channel, though I haven't added anything in about 3 months. One of these days, I'll get another video up there. So right now I'm working on stuff. So
stuff. I hear you.
Commercial stuff, and some
hear you.
Little crowdfunding thing I'm working on. So we'll see how it goes.
Just
stuff.
All right, guys. All right. I mean, this has been a IndieVote production, still not owned by Disney, but we are available.
Please buy us out. Yeah.
Thanks for joining me, guys. We'll see everybody back here Thursday morning at 9 a.m. as well as every Tuesday at 9 p.m. This has been IndieVote. I've been Varian Grant. We'll see you next week.
Take care, everybody. Thanks for being here.
Good night.